Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 14 of the JWJ podcast. I'm back outside today, my favourite place, being out in nature, and the sky is blue, the sun is shining, the mist is starting to clear. It was lying quite misty in the bottoms this morning, but I do love a blue sky, and it's great that spring is springing, and this is the start of the year for me, as I've mentioned many times before. So I'm out here in nature this morning, and I just love, I'm out walking the dogs, I've stood and listened to the birds tweeting and actually just had 5 minutes just listening and soaking in the abundance of nature that I am surrounded by. And I often find that actually, if I'm having a really bad day or things aren't actually going as well as I want them to, that getting outside and being in nature is my thing. It's the thing that switches my thoughts to positive thoughts, especially on a day like today when the sun's shining. And yeah, the sun always puts a smile on my face. Seeing the broom starting to flower, its beautiful yellow flowers, just the daisies are starting to pop up in the fields as I'm walking amongst it, and just knowing that nature is starting to wake up for 2025 here in the UK. So for me, it is embracing what you find to be your go-to place to make you feel better. Yes, I love being outside. Yes, I love nature. I'm out all weathers. I am conscious that there's a lot of you listening to this who may actually just be struggling to get yourselves out of bed in the morning. You might just want a duvet day. You might not be able to face going down the stairs to make that cup of coffee that somebody else has always made for you. You might not be able to even think about what you're going to be doing in 2 hours' time. So I think this kind of came into my head while I was walking, because we've spent a lot of time with my mentor Kim Calvert over the last few weeks putting together a plan for Q2, which is April, May and June. Some of you may know that people split the year into quarters. Some of you, it might be news to people that actually you can split the year into quarters and have little mini goals as you're going. For those of you like me who'd never heard of anything like this before, I've heard it this week from a totally different angle, as to actually bite-sized chunks are the way forward. So I've been sitting thinking about, yes, I've got this huge goal of where I want to go, where I would like to be, and yes, I need to start thinking about how I can break that down into a monthly milestone, a weekly win, and down to my daily disciplines, which is things like gratitude, setting an intention for the day. That is huge. Set your intention for the day. And whilst I'm talking sort of Q2 as in the 3 months, there is no reason, I'm not saying that you need to start at that level. Some of you may wish to, but for people who are struggling with the day-to-day processes, just from my heart to yours, small, simple steps on a daily basis, or even minute to minute, is the way to build yourself up. It's not easy, but just remember, as we start to grow, our grief does get smaller, and every day as you get better and better, those simple things, you can look back and go, oh my goodness, it was that day when I listened to Jane talk about daily disciplines and monthly milestones and weekly wins, and I set my intention from that day to get out of bed at 7 o'clock every morning, sit for half an hour with my cup of coffee and write my gratitude. And when I talk about gratitude, I mean it can be as simple as being grateful for the cup of coffee that you're sitting drinking while you're writing your gratitude. I am grateful today that I am outside in the sunshine, able to speak to you guys, and I am also grateful for the abundance of nature that surrounds me and the lessons I'm learning from nature, as I mentioned about the growth and springing. So gratitude doesn't have to be complicated, and it does switch that internal thoughts to positive and makes you feel so much happier for the day. Oh, and there's a Harry hare just bouncing down the road. Sorry, totally distracted there. Yeah, so watching where the dogs are, don't want to fall over them either. Now I've lost my train of thought. Oh, now the Labrador's away to see if she can catch Harry hare. No, the hare has won. So anyway, yes, set those little targets. I have an intention. I set intentions on a daily basis. I do my daily disciplines. But what I'm saying is, think about, spend time in the morning before you even get out of bed. Don't reach for your phone. Spend 5 minutes just in that sleepy state, thinking about how you want your day to be. And just get into the habit of doing that for 5 minutes. 5 minutes of you time, thinking about you, thinking about where you want to be, where you want to go, and thinking what you need to do today, which is your intention for the day. And just see how you get on. All my contact details are on the links in the podcast. So if you want to get in touch and learn a bit more, you can, follow me on socials, see what I'm up to. But I'm happy to answer questions if you want to put questions into the comments. And I can, because obviously sometimes the question you have is a question somebody else may have as well. And yes, that is where we are at with that. So I think that's kind of where I was going when I started this. Intentions, daily disciplines, and breaking things down into bite-sized chunks. Minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, you will start to get better and better. Just those little things. We all have blips, we all have funks, we all have bad days. And it's learning to switch how you're feeling. So I'm trying to think of an example. This morning when I came downstairs, I was ready for the day, had set my intentions, done my 5 minutes quiet time thinking about what the day was going to be for me, and the dog had been sick in the kitchen. Now in the past, part of me was so close to going, ugh, I really needed to get sorted today. I really needed to start my day with a boom. And then I was like, no, the dog's been poorly. She hasn't been properly poorly. It could have been a lot worse. She could have ripped the carpet up or chewed the kitchen table. So that was me switching the thoughts. It's fine. We can just tidy it up and the day will go on. And that was me this morning. So that is I hope that's a good enough example. Probably makes no sense. And then go on with your day. Switching back to, actually, I'm happy, I'm alive, I'm breathing, I've had my cup of coffee, I've done my gratitude, and I'm off out into nature to enjoy the sunshine with the dogs. Listen to the birds tweeting, and yeah. So that was me switching my kind of dominant thought of the morning when I came into the kitchen and went, oh, and then thought, no, you know what? It'll sort. It's not major. I'll do what I need to do. Then I'll clean it up later when I have time in my schedule to actually do it. So yeah, it's starting to build on those little things on a day-to-day basis. So I am wishing you the most amazing Wednesday. I love that I do this in the middle of the week. It gives me the opportunity to pause and think about my journey as well. So it also makes me think about what I've learned and internalised when I'm talking to you guys, because it's fine doing all the teachings, it's fine doing all the doing, but it's realising what you have learned and what you can put into practice so that you can be the best version of yourself. Now, like I said before, I know some of you who are listening are having a tough time, and all I'm going to say is be kind to yourself. Think about those little things. It might be that you can get out for a walk or outside your back door to get some fresh air for 5 minutes a day, and then gradually increase it. So it's taking those little steps, turning the page to start your new chapter, and actually loving yourself and understanding that you are the only person you can control. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's down to you. So you do you, and the world around you will continue on a day-to-day basis. So that has been episode 14. I am grateful to you all, my listeners, and I wish you the best for the rest of the day or whenever you are listening to this. I hope you've had the most amazing time listening. Like I said before, feel free to drop comments, contact me if you want any more information. So until next week, guys, speak soon. Bye. Thank you all for joining me on the Journey with Janey podcast. Always remember, there is something within you that knows no limits. It's time to believe in you. Click the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I love reading your reviews and comments, so right away. So if you're ready to take those small steps to transform your true self, let's do life together.